What's up, everybody? Dylan Frazier here, Selkirk sponsored pickleball player, and today we are going to be discussing the soft game. So this is part two. Part one was kind of the basics of dinking and what you're looking for, generally speaking, when you're at the kitchen line. And now part two is kind of how to defend attacks from your opponents. Okay, so I've got Scott here with me again, and to start, we're going to talk about the ready position. And before I forget, always remember, if you're trying to improve your pickleball game, subscribe to Selkirk TV and catch their latest podcast and lesson content. So ready position at the kitchen line. You kind of want to have your paddle up around your chest area, paddle head up. So as opposed to having your paddle head down when you're dinking, which is ideal for dinking, then you want to have your paddle head up actually for your ready position, because if Scott decides to speed up to me and my paddle's right here, I'm going to get caught, or I'm going to take too long to bring my paddle from all the way down here all the way back up here and then hit the volley. So since my paddle head has to come up here eventually, I'm just going to start it up right here and save myself some time. Okay. The other thing that I'll say is a lot of players tend to favor their backhand side a little bit. And so what I mean by that is, instead of, if you imagine a clock in front of you, pointing your paddle head at the 12 o'clock position would be like perfectly neutral between your forehand and backhand. A lot of players are in the 10 or 11 o'clock range, so they're favoring their backhand side a little bit. And the reason you do that is just because your backhand volley covers all the way from, if you're right-handed, from your left shoulder onward, and then all the way across your body. This is all backhand volley territory. And then once the ball gets to your right hip, right shoulder, or past, that's when you have to flip open and hit a forehand. But your backhand can cover a majority of the volleys for you. And so a lot of players will favor their backhand and their ready position a little bit. The second thing to note about your ready position is that you don't want to be too stiff, because you're going to have to react quickly, and you're going to react more quickly if you're a little bit loose and relaxed. So if you find yourself pretty tense and a little bit tight by holding your paddle right here in this ready position, then just go ahead and loose it up, drop the paddle if you want a little bit. The most important thing is that you're relaxed and that you're comfortable, because that's going to allow you to move faster to react to the speed up. Okay, so we're going to start dinking again, and I'm just going to make sure that after every dink I bring my paddle head back up to the ready position, and then I'm ready to counter. And so I'm going to start dinking with Scott here, and Scott is going to speed a ball up off the bounce, and my goal is just to block it back down toward his feet. Okay, so here we go. We're dinking. I'm bringing my paddle head back up to my ready position, and if he speeds up, I'm going to block it back down to his feet. So now this time we're going to dink 4 or 5 balls, and then Scott's going to pull the trigger at me. But you'll notice that between all of my dinks, my paddle head comes back up to my ready position, favoring my backhand just a little bit. And then when Scott decides to pull the trigger, my paddle's already in the right position. I'll show you an example of what can happen if your paddle is not in the correct ready position, if you get caught down with it at your side. Scott and I are going to dink some balls back and forth a few times, and then he's going to speed one up, and you'll see that I'm a little bit late to get my paddle head up to hit that volley. So here we go. My paddle's not back down at my ready position. Scott's going to recognize that, and he's going to speed up to me, and I'm going to be a little bit late to get in there. As opposed to if I had my paddle in the ready position, I could have just extended forward and punched that ball back down to his feet. But since I had to bring it all the way from here back up to here, by the time I was able to contact it, the ball was already close to my body, and so I didn't have any power to get that ball back to Scott. So always bring your paddle head back up to the ready position. Make sure that you're loose, relaxed, comfortable, favoring the backhand side just a little bit, because it covers more ground than your forehand does, and you should be good to go.